To get started placing the toilet stalls, you can either drag them in from your Content Navigator or pull them in from the project browser. Alternatively, you can use the component button and find them in the drop-down list, but for now, we're going to just pull them in from the project browser. I'm going to start with front entry toilet stall, and I'm going to start with the women's ambulatory stall, the women's accessible stall, as we will more than likely want that to go in the corner of the restroom. Dragging it in, you'll see that the component is unhosted. It can be placed anywhere in the model. I'm going to use spacebar to flip the stall around, and to start off, I'm going to just place it in the middle of the bathroom. That's so we can look at some of the configuration options, and then we will go from there. To start, I'm going to leave the stall exactly as it's configured right now, and we will look at the specific options a little later. So what I'm going to do is simply align the stall with the wall of the bathroom in the back, and I'm going to align it with the face of the CMU wall and the interior edge of the stall, because naturally at this side of the stall we won't need the interior partition of the stall at all, since there is a wall there. We will look at that situation in a few minutes. This is, of course, the front entry stall, which means the entrance to the stall is on the front. Keep in mind, I'm fully aware these are not configured how we will want them to be. We're going to cover the configuration in the next video. So, I'm now going to bring in the women's ambulatory stall. And again, I'm going to use the spacebar to flip it around, and I will place it next to the accessible stall as well. Similar to other Parallax libraries, you'll notice that prior to placing the components, the nested families look a little strange, and then they all rectify themselves as the model gets tapped down into the location. Last thing we're going to bring in is a women's overhead brace standard stall. So here we have the stall, and we'll use the spacebar again to flip it around and place it up against the wall. Completely unhosted families are very nice, especially if you use modeled wall finishes, as typically these stalls will get placed before any tile or thick finishes are inside these spaces. But then instead of having to jump through the Revit hoops of rehosting or picking new host, you can simply grab the items and move them off the wall. For now, in this video, we're going to assume that that doesn't need to happen. Now, I'm going to start placing stalls similarly for the men's room, and I'm going to start with the ambulatory stall. So we'll place that one, which will be the second stall from the end. And then we'll place some men's standard stall as well. And then perhaps we will also place the urinal screen in the men's room. Now, the one that we haven't placed yet is the stall that's called side entry. So that's very similar to the front entry stall, except as you would guess, the entrance is on the side of the stall. This is handy for areas where you have a stall that's going to go at the end of a bathroom similar to this. So I'm going to first just place it out here because I didn't leave myself enough room. And we'll then slide all these down a little bit. And I'm going to mirror this stall as the direction it's currently in is backwards. So we'll give it a quick mirror. And I will start again with the interior corner of this stall, right there, and I will place it in the corner of the bathroom. One of the things that makes the side entry stall different is that it does have a type property for the minimum dimension of the stall, guided by the ADA accessible size, but then it has an instance parameter, since the point of the side entry stall is that you can close off the end of the bathroom by dragging the instance parameter over to the adjacent wall. So there you go. Now keep in mind, these are in no way configured how we want them to be, but we are going to go through the configurations in the next video.